Welcome to the homestead. Glad you're watching. Well, I just want to give you a quick update on the cats and let you know what's going on with them before we get started. Orange Sickle has gotten himself into trouble. His eye healed up pretty good from whatever tore up his face, but about 4 or 5 days ago he was limping, and I was wondering why. And then about 3 days ago or so, he couldn't put pressure on that foot at all, and he was kind of hopping along with 3 feet. I didn't see Orange Sickle yesterday, and I have not seen Orange Sickle today. So I'm really concerned that something bad has happened to Orange Sickle. He could have either broke his leg, or he could have got one of those nasty thorns in it and it could have gotten infected. But whatever is wrong with that leg, that might be what's kept him away. So we'll just have to wait and see. Carl was running around today because it looks like Tina might be back in heat. I tried to make an appointment at the local animal shelter, or whatever you call it, and the nearest appointment wasn't until the end of July, beginning of August, and Sylvie's already been with some of the boys, and so I just don't even know. That's too long of a wait for. I'm afraid those kittens are going to be like almost matured, ready to come, and that would just be killing the kittens, and so I don't know. So I do need to make an appointment for maybe Callie and Tina for the next available appointment. But this is the time of year when everybody's got these stray cats and everybody's catching the cats, so they take them to these clinics, the one that takes these strays, and I don't know when we'll be able to get them in, because there's cats apparently. The male person, I can't remember her name, but I asked her if she wanted a kitten, and she said that everybody she stops at asks about the kittens. One of the cats is crying, so let me go check and see why. It was our Texas. Texas was doing the crying. Don't know why. That whining is the dog. So just a second. Okay, so as for Reba and the brand new kitten, well, she is taking care of it. She moved it out of the garage and she put it in the dog bed that's open. She let it be there for the night, but it gets a lot of foot traffic and it's wide open in the front, so she realized that was a bad place. So then she moved it into the 2-story cat house that's in the dog pen area, and it was there until she got real spooked. Nothing to do with the baby. Mostly I started yelling at the dog, and that kind of spooked her. And so next thing we know, a few hours later, she moved that baby. But she did put it in the 2-story house in the other cat area. The only cats that ever go out there is Freddie, and he doesn't go up there very often, but that's the one that connects to the RV, and there's a double-story cat house out there, and so that's where the cat is now, or the kitten is now. And the kitten was born on June the 26th, and so it's getting quite old now. Of course, at the time I'm recording this, it's only about 8 days old. But anyhow, so what else? I don't know. They're loving the cat house. They're laying on all the different things, and when it rains, they all run in there, so that's a good thing. And Reba has been going in there more often, which is a good thing, because maybe she'll move her kitten over there in time. And so, well, I think that's enough cat update. So let me tell you what we're doing. I've been working on videos all day long, and for the last several days, because we got this new program. It was an updated program. They wouldn't let me use my 22 anymore, so I had to update to 25. And they've got all this new stuff, and so I'm having to learn this new program, and it's very frustrating. However, I do love making these videos for y'all, and I thank you so very much for being a part of our viewership, and we really do appreciate that. And I can ramble all day long, you know I can, but I'm going to do some work now since the breeze is kicked up and it's kind of in the evening. I'm going to go over to this area that Lee used with the tractor. He knocked all that stuff down with the tractor, and I'm going to rake all that stuff up to make it much cleaner on the property line there. And so let's get busy. Okay, I don't know if you noticed, but I got a different shirt on. Why? Because it's a different day. I never did bring myself to doing that raking over here, and kind of been dreading it this afternoon. Been working on videos again all day long. It's better I work on them during the day and lose work time out here than it is that I lose nighttime sleep. But this work has to get done and those videos have to get done, so I'm going to try to juggle them all. Listen to those cicadas. They are so loud. They are so annoyingly loud. Not as loud as they were last year because we had all those trees, but here I am. And more have come out of the ground, and it gets louder and louder each day. Anyhow, I got to get that raking done. So, let's get busy. This is a lot harder than it looks. There's a lot of those blackberry vines in there, and they don't let the rake go over smoothly. Anyway, I gotta go check my dinner. It's cooking, so I'll be right back. Okay, I didn't finish. I ended up getting sidetracked. Reba took her baby out of the two-story house. Well, actually, it fell out because there's a little flappy door, and it fell out of the two-story house. And it was screaming, crying, and she kept just ignoring it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's just such a bad mom. Anyway, she finally did pick it up, and I thought she was going to put it back in the house. But instead, she jumps up on top of the fence, goes around, jumps down, and comes over to where I was over there, and drops the baby at my feet. And I'm like, what? So I sat down with her, and she just let me pet on her, and she fed the baby, and I sat there on the ground for some time with her. Anyway, Lee got a little video, so here it is. Reba is such a weird cat, I'm telling you. So then, a cat came by, Callie, and she did a little blurp blurp, and they touched nose, and then Callie went off the way. But then Eclipse came nearby, and she took off like a bat out of heck, man, to attack Eclipse, because she accepts all the ones she was raised with, but she wasn't raised with Eclipse, and she was going to protect that baby. Anyway, she left the baby with me. So I'm like, what do you want me to do with the baby? What do you want me to do? And so she just kind of was hanging out, and so I took the baby with some Sherpa socks. I know. But, and I put it back in the bottom of the two-story house, and put the Sherpa socks kind of in front of the door so she just wouldn't push it open, because it's real easy to open. Anyway, we'll see what happens, and if Reba keeps it there, I don't know. She's a weird one. So, okay, on my way to get the battery for the weed eater, I stopped at the pond, and because of those really heavy rains last night, the pond has good defined edges. As you can see, it's pretty good size. It comes a little bit this far too much in one sense, because all the water that's feeding in is draining this away naturally, and then over here it was draining this away, but because of the septic tank, it ends up over there and flooding the garden. Now, the trench they put in for those sprinklers for the septic goes right down there. And so you can see, I think, a little bit of extra water over here. That's not part of the pond. And then over here, right there, it goes out a little further than it was originally, because that trench they trenched all the way like that went right there and kind of, so that's why we see the water. Anyhow, neither here nor there. Isn't it great to see the pond edges? Now we know where it is, and we know how it kind of looks. Doesn't look too bad. It looks kind of natural, actually. And we need to dig it deeper, and we need to put the put the pond lining in, and you know, rocks and landscape and that whole thing. We're not doing that right away, but it's good to see how it kind of is gonna look. Anyway, I'm off to get that battery for that weed eater. That's the skin of a cicada. He crawls out of the ground with these really sharp claws. They hang onto a tree or something, and then they break out of it, and they have wings, and that's what's up in the trees. This guy was in my boot. I felt something stabbing the back of my leg. I'm wearing these rain boots, you know, so it dropped in there somehow, and those sharp claws were stabbing my leg. Okay, I got sidetracked, and now it's getting dark. It's like 8 o'clock at night. So I'm gonna finish up this one strip right here. And you know, Manny, he's one of Sylvie's kittens, the ones that were born first. He's the littlest of the 3 kittens. He has caught 2 rats and 3 mice. He's eating a rat now. He already ate the head and stuff, and it's really disgusting. But what is cool is that this little cat has caught 2 rats and 3 mice. And they're not big rats, but you know, they're perfect size. And goodness sakes, there's a bug right here. Anyway, I better get to this so we can get this part done. So stay with me. Let's do this. Okay, I broke one of the strings. So, that's it for tonight. Don't go anywhere though, because I'll start again in the morning, which will be now.